Daniel Tully sat unmoving and unnoticed, just another gargoyle on Broad Street. A paper cup in front of him held 56 pence in small coins, and there were £2 in his pocket. That meant either a proper meal or a bed in the night shelter. He really wanted both. He could try blagging his way into the homeless cafe, the gatehouse, even though he was too young at only 20 years old. That would give him a meal, and he could buy the bed and keep the 56 pence for tomorrow. "Spare change, mate?" he asked a pair of business trousers. The legs continued without breaking stride. Two other pairs of legs coming the other way stopped in front of him, and he looked up. Two girls, students, stood in front of him, and one of them was digging around in her purse. She hastily fished out a couple of coins, her friend gazing sourly at her all the while, and dropped them into his cup. "God bless you," Daniel said. "Both of you. God bless you." They hurried away, the sour one berating her friend for what exactly? Daniel sat stoically until they dashed between the columns of the Bodleian Library. Then he leaned forward and inspected the latest windfall. There looked to be 78 pence now. That meant she only gave him 22. Sighing, he got up, shouldered his overstuffed rucksack, and started walking to St. Michael's Street. The bodies in front of him shifted, opened, and closed in their usual manner, and through the ebb and flow, a figure was suddenly revealed and then hidden again. A small, lean, heavily tattooed figure that walked with an animalistic gait, wide and lurching. Daniel froze, his heart racing. He pushed his breath out in a low whistle, his hand instinctively rising and clutching at an object hanging under his jacket along his rib cage. He gripped it so hard that his knuckles went white. With an effort, he opened his fist and started walking again. He strode quickly this time, weaving deftly through the crowd, trying to close the gap between himself and the tattooed head. He still had not caught sight of it by the time he stood underneath Carfax Tower, the intersection of the town's busiest foot traffic. He stood turning slightly as he rapidly scanned the faces of those approaching from 4 directions, hoping, but dreading, to see the squat, hairless head. Underneath Carfax Tower was another homeless man selling magazines, Scouse Phil. Daniel approached him with a nod. "All right, Phil."
"Yeah, Dan. How's yourself?"
"Yeah, not bad, not bad. You ain't seen a short bloke, kind of thin, shaved head, tattoos, that kind of thing? Passed by about 10 minutes ago."
"That who you were looking for over there? Can't say I've seen him that recently, but yeah, I've seen him about. Tattoos all swirly like, but with lots of edges. Nasty business he is, larging himself up, throwing it around like God Almighty. Violent. Got thrown out of the gatehouse a few times. You got business with him?"
"Not as such. He was at the gatehouse? He's on the streets? Where does he hang out?"
"Dunno. I've seen him a few times round the canals down near Unabridged Street. Doesn't keep regular with any company I know. Independent like."
"Name?"
"Don't know a name. Best left well alone in my opinion. Wide berth, Danny. Wide berth. Listen, if it's some horse you want."
"Nah. See you around, Phil. Cheers."
"Cheers, then. Be well."
Daniel turned and joined the crowd. A glance up at the clock tower showed the time to be 20 to 5. The gatehouse would be open now. He stroked his beard and turned his feet in that direction. It was the busiest time of the day. People crisscrossed in front of him, ducking into shops, doing after-work errands before going back to their homes and dinners with their loved ones. Groups of tourists, students on school trips, all of them with matching yellow backpacks, stood in clusters outside the fast food restaurants, yelling at and flirting with each other. And for the second time that day, Daniel caught a glimpse from within the swarm of faces of someone he recognized. He stopped in his tracks. It can't be.